Welcome back. Well, this morning I'm joined by Ron Pearson from the American Legion, and Ron is here to talk to us about the importance behind Memorial Day, much more than just a day off from work, a day to remember our heroes who have fallen. And Ron, you were telling me a lot of places here locally that people can take part in some Memorial Day services.
Yes, we have services in Marquette. It'll be at Holy Cross at 9:30, and it'll be 10:30 at the Park Cemetery. But because of the weather that we're having, I know Neil, who's a sexton at Holy Cross, said that they will probably open up the chapel. It's a little bit smaller than an open air venue, and we'll squeeze people in. And I believe our commander, Carl Morrison, at the post, if the weather is bad, we will also have open up our post and have the services inside our big hall.
All right, perfect. So the rain won't get in your guys' way too much.
No, it'll, we're, as Neil said at the Holy Cross, he says if the weather's like this, you're probably, the people that show up will be even a lot less.
All right, so what time should people show up for these services?
Well, I would say get there about at least 10-15 minutes early. We have ample parking at our post on 700 West Bluff Street, if that's where we're going to hold it. But also at Park Cemetery has the roads that they can park in. At the same with Holy Cross, there's a lot of roads right in the area of the chapel or where we hold the services, so they'll should be able to have parking and be able to get to the services. All
right, now Ron, you were giving me a brief history of Memorial Day, maybe for some of those people who aren't aware of actually where it's come from. Where did Memorial Day originate?
Well, it originated back in 1868 by a General Logan, and he was had a general order put out that it was like they would observe all the troops both on the Confederate and the Union side. And back that was in 1982, it was changed to from Decoration to Memorial Day, and then in 1971 President Nixon declared that it would be a national holiday or a federal holiday. I know our post has been doing it as long as I can remember, and we had a brother and a father that did it for about 70 years total that ran the services, and that was Bob Constance. I don't know what his dad's name was. But it's like a family affair. We got a Legion that between our Sons of American Legion, our auxiliary, and our Legion itself, we've kind of dedicated ourselves on this day to make sure that we remember our veterans who have served and have died during the war and even in the peacetime.
All right, Ron, and you were actually telling me a very personal story. You yourself are a veteran, and Memorial Day is especially special to you.
Yes, when I was in the service, I served on a carrier in Vietnam, the Forrestal, and while we were over there, we had a major fire. We lost about 134 guys. Personally, 14 of them were from my division on the flight deck. And the thing is that we do have services at Arlington National Cemetery because 12 of our shipmates are buried there, and we do have services for them on this day. The thing is that you never forget. It's one of those things where it's a 24/7. Myself, it's you talk to people periodically. It seems like as the time goes, you maybe forget all the details, but you always remember a face or a name or a time. And the date, July the 29th at 10:52, is etched into my mind forever because that's when the fire started.
All right, Ron. Well, very powerful story, and I think a good reminder for people of what this day is really about. Right. And one more time, when can people go to these services today?
Okay, the services at Holy Cross starts at 9:30 this morning. Try to get there 10-15 minutes early for that. At the Park Cemetery, it's at 10:30. But because the weather is inclement, we may move them inside to the chapel at Holy Cross and to our post on 700 West Bluff Street.
All right, Ron, I want to thank you again for really talking about the importance behind Memorial Day. And I want to thank you and, of course, all the veterans that we have lost who have fought for our freedom. I really appreciate it. All right. After the break, we're going to be checking in with Ashley Kirkland. They're talking about grilling pizza, which isn't a bad thing for a rainy day. Stay tuned.
All right.